and move out of town because, the parking restriction and the traffic lights and so, and it's in an adequate place and where proper security is, and it could be a very good office for one of the government offices and institutions. So, the former Bastia High School, which been abandoned for over 2 years now, it is in horrible condition. It looks like a jungle. The only thing missing is the animals and river and some very big trees. I'm calling on our government to get some form of people, organization. We have parks and beaches. We have the prisoners to go in there and clean up that place. It should not left abandoned like that. If we don't have any plans for it right now, clean it up.
You are referring to the actual buildings or the growth of the grass?
Itself,
okay.
Overgrown with grass and bushes. You can't even see in there. And none of the sides them that you drive down or walk down. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Deputy Prime Minister let the nation know a few weeks ago that there will not be in any form or shape, they are going to make there a parking lot and where the government could have bring in well-needed finance that they need. And at least 100 parking spaces has been abandoned in town because of the traffic lights.
Mm-hmm.
If you look now going up by the stadium, the boys' school, the former boys' school and girls' school, there seems to be the parking lot on each side of the road now. You have almost 100 and more vehicles parked here on a daily basis. Soon the traffic department going to come on the radio and say they're going to have to do something about that. Where people supposed to park. The third issue is the Newtown Dental Clinic. I sure you as a little girl went there to extract teeth, clean teeth, and all the things.
Yes.
You know that was the historic dental place there in Newtown.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be abandoned now for 2 years and more. Everybody now have to go down to Sandy Point. I am calling on number one representative, the Ian Patrice Libert, the Honorable, to please do some kind of refurbishing and organizing and bring back the dental clinic right there in Newtown. Because here is its purpose. To go clean your teeth now by any private dental is $280. There in Newtown where the dental clinic was, used to be $80. You see the big difference? You see how deep we have to go in our pocket?
Oh, he went up to 80. I used to pay 50. Wow.
Right. He went to about $80 or so.
Right.
Right? And if you not want to travel all the way down to Sandy Point, you have to pay $280 by some private dental lab just to clean your teeth.
Well, I would just pay the $350 and come on down to the beautiful town of Sandy Point.
Well, you see that goes by booking because to that down there, and that is the only one in terms of the government, one of the government agency,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know you're going to have to make booking and you're going to have to wait in a long line.
Right, because you're combating also with you're also combating with the people from that area as well.
Right, you're also hampering those people in those, like from the challengers go right down, go right all the way up to Saddlers and beyond. So you see how much people that dental clinic have to cover for?
Right.
And the people from town and all the other places here in St. Kitts.
Well, I must admit, Carl, that as close as I am on a daily basis to there, and I go to that area sometimes, I really did not pay attention to the fact of what you're alleging, that the dental clinic there in your town is not in operation.
It's down. Everything goes down to Sandy Point. You go down to Sandy Point and you have to make booking, and you know what? That is thing you're going to have to wait in line. Or you're going to have to pay $280 to $300 by some private dental lab just to clean your teeth. Oh, Lord, don't talk about extracting one or two of your teeth. You know you're gone at least over $500 and more dollars.
Right.
By the private dental services.
Well, opening batsman, I want to thank you. I have other calls coming in, so I'll see you
Yes, madam.
again,
I'll do that.
okay? No problem. I want to say good morning to all of the Facebook people. Sasha, Shai, Anna, Vincent, good morning to you. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Good morning, Purple.
Hi, good morning.
Any special topic this morning?
No, it's whatever you want to talk about. We had Kyle calling in with quite a few number of issues, including the closing down of the Newtown Community Dental Clinic, he's alleging. He says now everybody has to travel down to Sandy Point to get their tooth and teeth fixed. And he also talked about the old-time judge's residence there next to the army camp. He wants the government to clean that up and use it as a government building as well. What thoughts do you have? Any issues on your mind for today?
Well, my thoughts, I listened to Carl and talking about the closing down of the dental in Newtown. What happened? I don't think they really closed it down. They were doing some reconstructing. And I don't know that if just the other day, me and somebody was in a discussion because they said that they had a tooth to pull and like everything is Sunny Point now and they never know. I tell them that plain, that let me tell you something. Basti almost having everything. You understand? Basti having a lot of different dentists, private dentists and that government dentists. So I see nothing wrong with the dentists in Sunny Point and the people from St. Paul's, get there, and Carson Ground, and Sadlers and all those could come to that dentist because they got easy access to go in Sunny Point and get the tooth pulled. You understand?
Right. It's like decentralization. And I was going to say that, you know, everything cannot always be in Bastia.
Yes. So I just come with that with the person because I tell her that the boss said I maybe about 5 different dentist office, dentist center. You got up the park, you got by the square.
But are those government ones?
No, it ain't government really. But what happened? You know, most people go to private dentists, you know.
Right.
A lot of people go to private dentists, you know. They don't really go
to the government. That is true.
Oh, you find somebody really with less fortunate, you know, and the, what you call it again, the minimum wage fund will go and go to the dentist. Somebody will go and really go and but a lot of people don't like pain, and they prefer to go to this expensive dentist and get a teeth pulled without feeling any pain. So I believe that nothing wrong if the government dentist in Sunny Point because it's share between Newton Ground, St. Paul and Gateway and I go around to Sadlers and all of those. You understand?
Uh-huh.
Because it's the same thing that the people in Sadlers and Gateway feel too. That they got to come all the way down to the government dentist to pull the tooth.
Right.
All right, then, Purple.
All right, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your contribution. Well, there we had the conversation being started via opening batsman and, of course, that second caller talking about, decentralizing some of the things, the places from Bastia. And we go back to the phone lines. Caller, welcome. You're live on Voices.
Good morning, Purple.
Good morning.
Yes, I agree with you and Mr. Politics. We cannot have everything in Bastia. I think it is only 68 square miles. Imagine if you live in Trinidad. You saw where the ball into? I mean, yes, the government could start doing extra services, open my next dental clinic, but are we willing for our taxes to be raised to more or less pay for that? We have to understand the services the government provides comes from taxpayers' money, and the more things we want is the more taxes we will eventually have to pay. And as we say, we are a capitalist society, so people have to make money. If you don't want to pay the 200, however, you just wait until you get a spot with the government dentist, you know. But I'd like to talk about national security, and I was listening parts of working for you yesterday, and we need to understand national security, policing, crime solving. This is something we have, if you want everything that people are asking for proper border protection and in drug interdiction, catching boats coming in and stuff like that, $70+ million is not going to cover it. To catch these boats coming in, we're going to need radar that can actually track vessels beyond our shores. We do not have anything like that. Our Coast Guard vessels, especially the flagship Stalwart, is severely outdated. They don't even make vessels like that anymore. And to get a new up-to-date Coast Guard vessel, we're looking at least $100 million.
Wow.
Cool, just for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we want all these things, but it's going to cost the government a lot more than I don't know if they're willing to spend. What we need to do is make alliances between the islands. We have the RSS, we have different agencies. We have to work hand in hand with them, with whatever intelligence we get. We have to work with in the meantime. The Defense Force, you might see, it might look like you got a lot of soldiers there, but trust me, sometimes it's the same person seen 2 and 3 times because they got to work so hard.
All right.
So, you know, we just need to sit down and consider certain things that the government in for 3 years. And I would have to say they're doing a good job, considering, I mean, 1 murder is too much, but for the year, I mean, we ain't doing too bad, I mean, considering other years. So that's just my 2 cents for now.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution to today's program. And we go back to the phone lines. Caller, welcome. You are live on Voices.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, I would like to support you and the callers who say we need to decentralize a lot of the services we have in Bastia.
Mm-hmm.
Bastia is becoming so congested. It's a nightmare for some people who want to go to town to do business.
Certainly.
And if the more businesses you get coming out of Bastia into places like Sandy Point and the other areas, it may encourage the different departments, especially when it comes to infrastructural improvements with road repairs, etc., to pay more attention to these areas.
Yes.
Because it is totally lacking in these areas. I don't know if it's because the minister for those particular departments are not passing in these areas. And I don't know if their colleague in cabinet don't pass on some of these information to them. Now, I don't know if the tail wagging the dog in terms of the people in the heads of departments are supposed to be running these departments like public works and so forth. I don't understand in this day and age that if you go to the water services department, they and public works supposed to be coordinating matters, and you want to dig up the road, they charge you for it. If public works cannot fix the road in a timely way, they should delay digging up the road and organize to dig it up
when they can fix it.
At a time when public works will come and almost immediately patch it back.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are paying a lot of taxes to keep the vehicles on the road, and then you have to incur all these damages to your vehicle. It seems as though nobody cares.
Yep, I have to.
And it is not fair to the public, and especially the people in the rural areas. I sometimes wonder if places like Halfway Tree, Old Road, and Sandy Point, going towards even St. Paul, are the forgotten areas, especially when it comes to roads repair and maintenance.
Yes.
There's right now a hole in the road right across the road in New Guinea, right in front of the telephone exchange here.
Yep, and it's so badly patched.
And you want to know when they're going to do this thing? I mean, some dignitary have to come from abroad for them to come and say, come patch it up. That's what they do, Yeah. When visitors coming home Christmas time, they meet all the holes and don't patch up.
Yes.
We need to stop this thing and do things for ourselves. It is really pathetic.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. Continue.
I was going to raise a concern about the what you call it, the Citizen by Investment program. The way we use certain windfall revenue in this country. I am wondering if we don't consider that we are a small state with limited resources, and if when we get certain avenues of windfall revenue, so to speak, if we don't put something aside in the event we have a disaster, like look at what happened in Montserrat. They had England to say give each citizen a certain amount of opportunity or resources or money, or anything else that we can, or even some investment for the future of the country that everybody would benefit. we put some of that money into some kind of fund that guarantee some kind of, let's say, returns in the future, perpetual return, so to speak. Rather than we see that, it seems to me that there's a race to the bottom who can spend most of this money on recurrent expenditure. And I am concerned that I believe, because we don't get much information, that prior to this administration, it was the time when the best opportunity where monies are coming in from that program. I'm also concerned that we may become too dependent on that program, and we may bring so many people in our country because we need the money that we ostracize our own people. And I'm saying that if you had monies came into the program and you still have monies there, find a way to invest it in a way that it can benefit the country's future, so that you would encourage the different parts of the Federation, the leaders of the Federation, whether it's Nevis or the Prime Minister or the Premier of Nevis, to concentrate more on their citizens to create an economy that their citizens could benefit and the country in a whole, rather than we think depending on this citizen by investment money.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Okay. I'm sure you were thoroughly heard. I saw some calls. I want to apologize about that, but we have to take a break and say thanks to our partners for the first half of Voices there, TDC, Rams, and Flow. We'll be right back to take more of your calls on Voices.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Extra! Don't be strapped for cash. Get extra this Easter from TDC Financial Services. Extra for your vacation. Extra for your new furniture. Extra for your shopping spree. Extra! Visit us in the Circus in St. Kitts and the TDC Plaza in Nevis and get extra this Easter. TDC Financial Services. Money made easy. Terms and conditions apply.
Here comes the sun. Sunquick. Here comes the sun. Sunquick. Sunny flavors for everyone. Natural, tasty, full of vitamin C. The drink for the whole family. It's Sunquick.
Sunquick Drink Concentrate gives you 40 glasses. 9 delicious flavors to choose from.
Orange tropical mango.
Peach orange. Orange apricot. Black currant.
Apple. Red orange. Red fruit.
Bursting with vitamin C.
Sunquick.
Natural, tasty, full of vitamin C. The drink for the whole family. It's Sunquick.
Like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/ramsupermarket. Follow us on Twitter, www.twitter.com/ramsupermarket. And subscribe to us on YouTube, www.youtube.com/ramsupermarket.
My phone is my everything. It's where I make plans.
Due at 7.
It makes me laugh.
When Africans go to the bank, I would like to say hi to my money and leave.
Lets me share my happiest moments and hear a comforting voice when I need it most.
It'll be alright.
It's like a best friend. That's why I get everything out of my phone with a Flow prepaid combo plan.
Save up to 95% on data, talk and text on the fastest and most reliable 4G LTE network. The bigger you go, the bigger you save. So activate your Flow prepaid combo plan today and get your best friend everything.
Welcome back to Voices. Once again, I want you to be mindful of your time when making your points, be respectful, and remember, facts only. So we go back to the phone lines and say, welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Good morning, Papa. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing okay, thanks.
How was your Easter weekend?
I worked, but it was good.
I went to the hospital last night, and there's an old, I don't know if you call it an ambulance or old motorcycle that was purchased by the former government. It's from Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
They're full of grass. Don't talk about the mosquito, and it's to the front of the hospital. They need to be removed. And secondly, there's some security at the hospital. I ain't seen them having a gun.
Mm-hmm.
What the security can do is, in God forbid that any of these guys go up there and attack someone.
Are you seeing security or police on shift as security?
The short mark on security.
Okay.
They're in the little hut.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I went in after 1 at the hospital, and I see police patrolling, but I can't say if they was up there patrolling or they went to see someone. I don't know. But These securities, they need some kind of weapon to walk with.
Right. All right.
These are the things that I want the government to look into.
All right. Thank you so much for your observation. And we go back to the phone lines. Okay, we lost all calls, so you can call. The phone lines are free and disengaged at this moment. We want to say good morning to you as well, Cleo Rogers. Good morning to all of the Facebook watchers and listeners. We go back to the phone lines and say good morning, caller. You are live on Voices.
Yes, good morning, hostess.
Good morning.
I am deeply concerned in regards to the dispense of justice in regards to when you have men and women matters. Now, recently you had a case here where at the court, the father who was given custody of the child, and matter came now where the child should be returned to the mother. This is a long story, but in short, what happened is that there was no fault of the father that the child ended up in the custody on 2 occasions. It was somewhat of the mother's fault. Now, the father in the first place had to take her to court for access. She decided to raise the child in a way that in the end she couldn't control the child. Father took on its responsibility. Matter was heard. Woman lawyer for mother. Female magistrate. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if the child to go back to the mother, I have no difficulties with it. But why, when you make an order for child support or maintenance, why you refuse to grant access? Why? Father asked the father, oh, you could talk that with the mother. You know, this, you and the mother could discuss this. This cannot be right. The court must make an order in regards to access, because the mother, during the time the father had the child, had access. She didn't have access in the first because of the court. But as the child tried to reintegrate, she had access. You know? And now, young man, young, quiet Christian man, be quite quiet, taking advantage, that's my opinion. Huh? Cannot get access. He must get to the mother. And in the first place, the court, it's on record that he had to take her to court. Why young men have to be ill-treated so? Why? They are good young men, good fathers. And in the end, they're taken advantage of. This cannot be right. This must be stopped. As far as I'm concerned, the mother run after Trinidad with a child in an instance some time ago. The court have knowledge of this. Is this a way now for she to go take the child out secretly to Trinidad? The child is 17 years and the child is to live with the father. This was said to the court. Huh? But she wanted to go back. She's on the edge. I have no difficulties with that. But young men in this country is getting some injustice meted out. And as one who watched over the soul of this nation, Martin Luther, 50th death anniversary was yesterday. We had the Lenten period of Christ's death. I am prepared to represent men, young men in this country, at a time when women are in high places, whether on the job, whether in institutions, and they feel like a trample when it comes to woman and nothing. I would stand up for any young man in this country. It's not right. So she can just take the child and run off.
All right, well.
The father cannot get access. What is happening here in St. Kitts?
Well,
what is happening here?
I have heard your point, and hopefully if others want to join in on that discussion, but
this cannot be right.
I understand the basis of your argument. Thank you so much for making your contribution to today's program. We're going to go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices.
Yes, good morning again, Purple.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, with the situation about the security at the hospital, I don't think it is wise to security guards in a place like a hospital. As I now think it is not that big for police response time, and I don't think nobody would feel comfortable that we have an incident of the hospital where we turn into a shootout because the security guards that are up there, I don't think they're trained for handling weapons. They could be, but I would advise against it because it could be the cons outweigh the pros. You know, it's not a good, it wouldn't be a good thing to happen. And backing up the other caller, there are in some instances a lot of bias towards servers, men in the legal system. I've noticed it myself, and I had friends experiencing it, and I don't know if there needs to be some kind of reform. Everybody get their heads together, and I mean, they did some reforms, and now that the mother and the father, according to who has custody of the child, has to pay child support. But when it comes to certain things, the bias is placed more on the female side. That certain things a father can't do or is not allowed to do, and I think it needs to be looked into because we are we need servers in the lives of the children, and if the legal system is not letting that happen, we're just making an argument for no reason. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. Okay, we lost that call, and we go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Yes, good morning.
Good
How
morning.
are you?
I'm wonderful, thanks.
Okay, I have a thing here that I saw on Facebook, right? I saw a post on Facebook saying that the government moved to ban overseas voters from registering without living in St. Kitts for the first 6 months. My thing is this, if they want people to come home and live for 6 months in order to register to vote, what happened to the people that already have their voters' ID? And do they really think in reality anybody going to give up their job for 6 months to come home just to register? My thing is that if they're really serious, all they have to do, they know the list is dirty, scrap the voters list, recall all the old voters' ID, because many people got their ID and never even went home to register to vote under the old government. And all they have to do is say, okay, you want to vote? Come home and register on your own dime. And the thing about bringing home people to vote, stop bringing in people in all them plane ride and let's see how much people really care about their country. That's what they need to do. But, I mean, nobody in their right mind going to leave their job for 6 months to stay in St. Kitts just to register. You have a good day.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution to today's program. It is that time of the morning again where I have to take a break and say thanks to our sponsors. Okay, let me take this caller before I go to break. Caller, welcome. You're live on Voices.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
I just wanted to complain about the overseas voters and what it appears to be a correction of what had been an abuse of the system. I think that it's vastly unfair if one party has an advantage over another one if they're able to bring in a certain number of voters, and then when those voters fly out and have gone back to where they came from, then the persons who are on the ground are left with a government that they not necessarily chose. As it stands today, PAM has the most seats in government, even more than Labour, and we have CCM having just about the same, and PLP coming on with one. But PAM has the majority of seats, and if you look at it too, those who control the electorate, I think that PAM came out pretty good. And when you look at the number of planes that land during the last elections, some persons have said it was upwards of more than 25 planes that came in for one side. That's a lot of people. That can definitely skew the number of votes for one side or another. And also, when we look at persons who are not registered where they live, that had been a big issue. So now it seems like there will be a new system where they will go to the different houses and determine who live where, and so that people can vote in the right place. I believe that the other side might not like that. Say what you want about PM Harris, but he understands politics very well. And if anybody can really match the former Prime Minister, it will be Timothy Harris. He does very well with that, and I believe that he looks at the whole thing. But beyond politics, it has to be a system that is fair, and I think this will be fair both for the incumbent and for the opposition. Anyone who wants to argue otherwise, I don't see how. But of course, some persons who are really tied to the country might feel like they have been disenfranchised in some way. Yes, it might affect one or two persons, or some person might feel really sad about that they're not able to come home to vote if they are not able to live a particular place for 6 months, while in St. Kitts or Nevis for that 6 month period. But the overall effect, we have to look at that. We have to look at how fair it is for the overall effect of the system, because that's what we have to work towards, better democracy. And to me, that's working definitely towards better democracy for our country. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for your contribution to today's Voices program. And we now will take a break and say thanks to our partners, Rams, Flow, and TDC. And when we come back on the other side, during this discussion, something just popped up in my mind. I have an entire voter's ID card, yet when I go to vote, I don't recall being asked to show my voter's ID. When we come back from these messages.
Quicks, 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 quicks cleans many, 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 many dishes and many, 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 many more.
Quicks cleans many, 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 many dishes and many, 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 many more.
Yes, Quicks cleans many, 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 many dishes and many, 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 many more.
Just one spoonful of concentrated Quicks cleans your whole sink full of dishes. Quicks, 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 clean.
Quicks cleans many, 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 many dishes and many, 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 many more.
Quicks, we wash more dishes.
Like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/ramsupermarket. Follow us on Twitter, www.twitter.com/ramsupermarket. And subscribe to us on YouTube, www.youtube.com/ramsupermarket.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil. Anywhere you are. There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
It's Easter, and it's time to hunt your prize. Come and celebrate Easter at the City Drugstore Nevis. Here are the rules. 1. Visit the store. 2. Browse for what you want and browse some more. 3. Choose wisely, and if you present a product with special clues, you win. Prizes include discounts, TDC gift cards, sweet treats, and much more. What's Easter without some shopping fun? So visit the City Drugstore this Easter and win big in our Hunt Your Prize promotion.
Welcome back to Voices, ladies and gentlemen. And okay, all the calls have stopped. So we have been talking about quite a number of issues here on Voices today. The phone lines are open, and we go back to the phone lines and say, welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Yes, good afternoon to you, my beautiful cousin. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm okay.
Wonderful. Doing a great job. I love you always.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, listen, on this overseas voters issue, let me make it clear to people. Because the argument that a lot of people try to make, you could make any other argument, but the foolish notion of the argument that you're making that people coming to vote and then they leave the country and leave the people who live there to suffer the consequences of what we make. Let me say something to you and to the public. Anything that affects St. Kitts and Kittitian in St. Kitts affect any Kittitian living as far as Timbuktu. Unless that particular citizen has no kind of vested interest or cares not about the country. Because simply put, if that is the case, the same caller that just called in a while ago from overseas, why is she calling in the overseas then? It means that she is trying to dictate and to sway opinions in the way she feels it should go. So she's affecting the way how people think, or she's trying to affect the way people are supposed to think in St. Kitts. If you have no vested interest in St. Kitts at all, stay out. Keep out. Don't complain about anything that happened in St. Kitts. We have a right, our citizens abroad have a right to go and vote. You cannot just come and disenfranchise people, and especially without having adequate consultation about that. Because if this government put this bill in action and it passes, then no government official of St. Kitts should ever leave St. Kitts to come abroad to talk to any Kittitians abroad for no reason at all. Because they will have no reason. Close down the embassies, because embassies' main function, believe it or not, is to facilitate their citizens and protect their citizens that they have abroad. It just does an extra job of doing lobbying work with other government as well. But in my estimation, that is not the main function of an embassy. The main function of an embassy is to provide service for its citizens that live abroad. So if you don't want your citizens abroad to be part of your electoral process, don't come and talk to them. There's no need to represent them.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution to today's program. I'm sure you'll get some response, okay? And we go back to the phone lines and we say, welcome, caller. You are live on Voices. Okay, we lost that call. All right. So we're talking about many things, but recently we're talking about voters' IDs, people living abroad, coming home to vote. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm on both sides of the fence because the truth is, well, the people that I know who come home to vote, yes, they do live out there, but they have so many family members here. They're so connected that whatever happens to their people here directly affects them. And then on the other hand, of course, I could totally see there's some people who don't come home at all but to vote. At all. That's like the one purpose every 5 years. Those are the people that I have a problem with. But of course, you cannot pick and choose. It has to be a blanket decision, right? Let's hear your thoughts. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, good day.
Everybody have their own issue. Who calling in about the voting? It's fine. But my thing is, everybody who want to come could come, whether they're going to put plane for them or they're going to pay their own plane. But the thing is, when you reach here, you have to vote where they say you must live. I mean, where you was living. It's not fair if you're in depth where you want to vote in Central because the Central person is your friend. You see the last confusion we have? We cannot take no more of that. And it's only 22 more months. So they have to decide what they want to do now. Because when I go vote, so much of people in front of me from in the country and they're still abusing. That ain't fair. You come to vote from away. When they take you 6 months, one day you come. It's fine. Whether the government put plane, opposition put plane, or you pay your own plane, it's fine. But it's just simple. Vote where you have to vote. That's all I have to say. The other thing with the hospital and the guard, what the fellow was talking about, Some have gone and some don't. But it's a big institution, people passing through and fro. I don't know how they will do that. But then people used to say the hospital want guard and this I do and this I do. And when you put something, we don't know what we want and we don't know what to say and who to say it for or what. It's just something people, they're trying something. If it wouldn't work, then they're done with the guards. Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution to today's program. So that caller saying, she's not going to jump on the argument about overseas petitions and divisions coming home to vote. But her thing is, once you come here, you vote where you used to live or where you do live. So we have so many issues surrounding the whole voting system here in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're going to go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices. Okay, we've lost that caller. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices.
Yes, Purple. I agree with you what you say about people come. You have no problem with people coming home to vote, but some people only come home once every 5 years to vote, I can agree with you with that also. And the thing about it, right, like I said before, many people got their voter's ID card and they did not even leave America, wherever they are, to go home and register. Their card was brought up to them. So that's to show you the system is messed up. And even people with their kids never put foot in St. Kitts and they got voter's ID. And this thing about the plane, the free plane ride is the big problem too. That's a big issue because Purple, if you stop getting that free plane ride, you would see how much people really interested in voting in their country. That would really determine the love for their country because if you're willing to go into your pocket and spend that money, that would show, well, you really care about your country. I made a comment on Facebook that said, we have a saying in St. Kitts, when America sneezes, the Caribbean, we have a saying in the Caribbean that say when America sneezes, we catch cold. Well, I also say when my people in St. Kitts feel hurt, I feel the pain. So when I have to listen to the people hurting, I feel the pain from up here because that's how much I love my country. And nobody should have to take away my right to come home and vote because if the non-national could vote in my country, they can vote in my country and go to their country and vote. I should be allowed to leave America and come to my country and vote. And this thing what the government is trying to put in place about living in St. Kitts for 6 months is ridiculous. And they're going to turn around and they're going to bite them in their behind. Take it as I say. You have a good day.
All right, you too. We go back.
Somebody still need to tell me what's going to happen with people who have already registered and have voters' ID. Will my voters' ID be valid in the next 2 years?
All right.
Tell me that, somebody from government.
Hopefully you get some answers, all right? All right. I think I may have inadvertently cut you. I'm so sorry if that is what happened, darling. Not willful at all. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Yes. Good morning.
Morning.
First and foremost.
Hi. Okay. Wow, we're losing our callers. What's going on? Okay, we go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
I wanted to respond. First of all, I am a student of politics, also a teacher of politics, and I really like my country. I'm combining the two. I think that sometimes I can make a contribution here and there. It might not be something that persons might agree with, but I would like to make a contribution to my country every now and again. I did apply to the government to be, I believe I can make a contribution. I didn't get a response. I was told that I should refresh my application, but I was never told that I can be interested in it, although persons who I spoke with know my work, know my worth, but I'm just not political. That's the only thing. And I say, given my political background, I sometimes weigh in, and this is an issue that I think I feel passionate about, because something needs to be fixed. Everyone would agree to that, whether you are on one side of the issue or not. What happened in the last election, it was atrocious. And how do you begin to fix it? We have to constantly work towards a better democracy where it is fair for all sides. And this might be the only thing. There might be others. Why people don't call in and weigh in about what other options there could be. But something needs to be fixed. It cannot continue the way that it is. We have to know who is voting where, and we need a enumeration of voters. We need a new list to see who are persons in which they say that they live and live it. Since we have a constituency system, we need to determine what's fair and what's right. As it is now, no, we just can't continue. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices.
Yes, good. Good morning, Purple.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. This issue we're talking about with the voters, it was seen on Facebook, right?
Apparently someone alleges that they saw that on Facebook, yes.
Okay, Purple. How credible is information on Facebook now these days?
I'm not sure. I don't have a Facebook page.
Okay, so right now we're running with something that has not been clearly verified. What we need to do is verify that this information is actually true, because I don't think the government is so crazy to disenfranchise a whole section of Kitishan. I understand the 6 months thing, but there also have to be whatever that people who have actual real estate and paying taxes in St. Kitts can have that option, because as one caller stated, we have foreign nationals who can vote here just, I think, after a year, however, staying on the island, and it would be unfair to disenfranchise other Kitishans who live, who come back, who contribute, whichever means, to disenfranchise them. Yes, this 6 months thing sounds reasonable, but they have to add in other things. If it even is true, because that's the thing I'm watching, nobody knows if it's true. We might be just be making a mountain out of a molehill or spreading somebody's agenda. They're trying to spread misinformation.
All right.
You see where I'm coming from, Purple?
Somewhat, yes, but it still
gives...
We're
all in a tizzy right now, and we don't even know if it's true. It's not like the government came out and made an official statement. This is what we're going to do, boom, boom, bap, bap, 6 months, and straight across the board. I haven't heard that press release.
That is true, but it still gives light to some necessary issues that still needs to be fixed, nonetheless.
Yes, that's true, but I don't want people to run around thinking this is policy, actual bill that has been passed and gazetted.
All right.
No, this is, all right.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution.
Okay.
We go back to the phone lines. Hi, caller. Welcome to Voices.
Hey, good morning, Mrs. Purple. It's good to hear your voice.
Good morning.
I'm living here in America, and I come to learn to love your voice and everything that you've been doing. Mrs. Purple, I'm just about to say goodbye to you because for the past 6 months I've been sick, and I'm going back out to work on Monday. But I want to let you know that you've been doing a good job, Mrs. Purple.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Somewhere down the road, I'll catch up again, but
yes.
God is good.
And
Mrs.
I'm happy
Purple,
to hear that you're doing okay.
The Attorney General says just last week, not last week, but the last town hall meeting, he said that they are about to bring up this issue, if you must live here for 6 months or what. Is a lot of issue with the election, he said. He talked about it. He says, but before they do it, election reform, they're going to do some meetings on it to see where the people stand with it. So right now, it's there. They are preparing it. Understand? So that's what he talks about, but they didn't say, yes, they're going to do it. But Mrs. Purple, people are from everywhere come and vote in America. I don't go back home to vote, because I don't have no registered voters list now, nothing. But if I feel good that I want to go home to vote, I should be able to go home to vote, because I go home every year.
Right.
But some people never go back, like my sister, they says, and they only show up for voting. But we're going to fix it.
All right.
We're going to fix it, Mrs. Purple. So to Mr. Montserrat, God bless you. To my sister there in Georgia, God bless you. And to my friend there in New York, Brother Nabu, God bless all of you guys. Carl Brown, Mrs. Purple, God bless you. You have a lovely voice. Thank you. And I'll see you when I see you. Be good, Mrs. Purple.
All right. All the best. And thanks for your positive vibes. Have a wonderful afternoon.
You also.
Okay, take care. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a possible heated discussion here, right? And we go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Yes, Purple. A caller said that they need to know where people vote. But they know where people vote. They have a registered voters list that they run down and go through, so they know where people vote. As they go through that list, they actually check out, this person don't live here, this person don't. So they even know that the people them don't live in some of the constituency that they're voting in. So it's not that they don't know where people are voting and where people live. They know. They just choose not to do anything about it. I mean, come on. The last election, they're campaigning gone there. You hear names upon names read out, right? That's saying this person don't live in this constituency. That person don't live in that. And okay, the government win. Did they do anything to rectify it? Did they do anything? All they did was flap their gums during the campaign. People will be charged. People will be arrested. People would hot ear. You see, and that is why people do the thing that they do. Because, Purpose, let me tell you, if you allow me to come in your house and walk out with your food every day, I'm going to just come in and walk out with what I want. One day I might go with more than just food because you allow me. If you allow people to do things, we flap our gums and you say you're going to do this and you do that, and you get in office and you do nothing of the sort of what you said you was going to do. Come on. They had list upon list upon list of names of people. Did they charge one person? They claim that many people will be used set as an example. Where is the example? We haven't seen one example today. So, I mean, don't try to come disenfranchise me now because then for dishonest people. It is not fair to me who is honest because let me tell you, I don't go down on the free plane ride. I buy my own ticket. So nobody can disenfranchise me. You see, and the bill had the first reading on March 28th, seeking to amend Section 37A. So come on now. We out here in the diaspora. We listening and y'all need us. Don't go there with me, my government.
All right, lady, we have to go to the news, okay?
You know me already.
All right.
You have a good day.
Yes, see you on the other side. We have to go to the midday news. I want to thank the sponsors of the first half of Voices, and they are Flow, Rams, and TDC.
My phone is my everything. It's where I make plans.
You at 7.
It makes me laugh.
When Africans go to the bank, I would like to say hi to my money and leave.
Lets me share my happiest moments and hear a comforting voice when I need it most.
It'll be all right.
It's like a best friend. That's why I get everything out of my phone with a Flow prepaid combo plan.
Save up to 95% on data, talk and text on the fastest and most reliable 4G LTE network. The bigger you go, the bigger you save. So activate your Flow prepaid combo plan today and get your best friend everything.
Reliability, performance, longevity. This is how you know that Yamaha Outboard motors are the best choice. With superior performance and efficiency, Yamaha Outboard motors offer the greatest value on water. Yamaha Outboard motors. Reliability starts here. Get yours today at the TDC Automotive Divisions for as low as $100 per week. Or buy it cash and get $750 cash back. Free gas vouchers and much more. Plus earn big bucks with every successful referral made. Visit TDC Automotive today. Terms and conditions apply.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, FamCare, Subway, Carib Brewery, and CNC Trading.
BioCare Lab says it's your hair, so wear it your way with Curls and Naturals Hair Care Solutions. Start it right with Curls and Naturals Texturizer Hair Softener. Infuse with Moroccan argan oil and maintain it with the Dream Curl Cream with honey and shea butter, all with daily moisturizing anti-fizz and shine serum. For locks and twists, nourish them with a curl-defining custard and see them grow. It's your hair. Wear it your way with Curls and Naturals. A brand new you every day.
Curls and Natural, sold locally by CNC Trading on the CAP Southwell Industrial Site. Telephone 465-4081.
Come to Subway and eat fresh. Try our daily specials. That's right, we have a special every day at Subway. Come in today and eat fresh. Stay healthy.
Every country has a story of its own, and the people who live there are the ones that tell it best.
This is God Country!
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts, offering 24-hour nursing, therapeutic, and residential care for older adults? It's situated at Otley, 7 miles east of Vastair in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodation to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020, fax 466-8221, or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com, or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secure. Deal while win and go. People you can try. It's not free. 30 days in April. Stick with me. Take a pick on the discount. Percentage free. 30 to 50 off comprehensive premium. And if you got a third party, take the maximum. You got 10 days. Use it as you wish. Alternative transport. Not a penny to your list. You get a brand new ride if your car's written off within the first 12 months. Tell me how does that sound? Yeah, sounds good, doesn't it? It don't stop there, cause I ain't really finished yet. Call the group up, tell them it's okay. We can ride free, knowing medical is in our lane. No additional cost, so whether it's the act of God or a critical loss, tomorrow we're secured cause we got you on our minds. People you can trust, you can hold it to your dime.
Ride free this Easter. Contact the Little Walwyn in St. Kitts, 465-2631, or in Nevis, 469-5303. Conditions apply. Ride free.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world. Whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous, you can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air. We get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises, telephone number 466-9595.
Police are reporting that they have laid multiple charges of rape against an individual over the weekend. According to a police press release issued Thursday morning, quote, a man from the Bastia area was charged with 2 counts of rape on Monday, April 2nd. The first incident occurred on February 3rd, 2018, and the second on March 31st, 2018, end quote. In cases involving allegations of sexual offenses, neither the name of the person charged nor that of the alleged victim can be published. The decomposed body discovered in the mountainous area of Wingfield Road on Sunday has been positively identified as 22-year-old Preston Fleming, the Newton Ground resident who went missing on February 27th. Police have confirmed that a post-mortem of the remains was conducted on Wednesday, but have not yet revealed if cause of death was determined. They also did not indicate how the identity was determined. However, a relative of the young man said his mother had told the family the day after the body was found on the side of a steep old road gut that it was Preston. She further indicated that Fleming's mother had officially made the identification on Wednesday and as a result had become ill from the traumatic experience and grief. The relative did not specify how Fleming had been killed, describing it only as, quote, barbaric, unquote. Based on social media posts by the family members shortly after Fleming went missing, they were of the opinion that he had met with foul play. WinFM understands that the case is being investigated as a homicide. The family is reportedly making funeral arrangements for next week.
The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force is investigating an armed robbery on Craddock Road. Police stated in a release that on April 2nd, a lone gunman entered Moy's discotheque at approximately 10:45 p.m. The gunman then proceeded to push a patron to the floor and rob another patron of her handbag before fleeing the scene. No injuries were reported. While the police investigation into the matter continues, the department is urging anyone with information about the incident to contact the Charlestown Police Station at 469-5391 or their nearest police station. Officers of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force are said to be sharpening their interviewing skills through a 2-week training course. The course, officially titled the Interview Statement Skills Course, is being facilitated by Mervyn Darby Allen, a UK specialist in the field. Allen stated through a release that he was invited to the Federation by both the Commissioner of Police and the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, to introduce a new system of interviewing to officers. Darby said, quote, "The training will include interviewing witnesses and gathering as much information as you possibly can, and then moving on after the first week to week 2, whereby they'll be introduced to interviewing suspects using the skills which hopefully they will learn in the class." End quote. Meanwhile, Director of Public Prosecution Valston Graham noted that the training displayed the commitment of the police force to improve the quality of service it provides. Graham said, quote, "Improving the interview skills of the officers is critical to ensure our investigation and prosecution of crimes are delivered at the high standard that members of the public demand and rightly expect." End quote. A second training course has been scheduled to commence upon the conclusion of the Interview Statement Skills course. The course is said to be designed specifically for sergeants and inspectors and is targeted at developing leadership and identifying more areas for development.
A trial date has been set for NRP candidate Roberto Hector's suit against the supervisor of elections, challenging his loss in the December 2017 Nevis Island Assembly election. After winning the seat for Nevis 1 St. Paul's for the 2 previous local elections, Hector, one of the deputy leaders of the Nevis Reformation Party, lost to Spencer Brand of the Concerned Citizens Movement by 11 votes. The CCM won the election 4 seats to 1. In January, Hector filed the petition challenging the results, claiming, among other things, that the names of more than 30 persons from the Nevis 1 district had been removed from the voters list without due legal process. The matter went before the court early in February, and both sides were given dates by which to file relevant submissions and affidavits. WinFM understands that legal counsel for Supervisor of Elections Elvin Bailey filed its response to Hector's suit on Tuesday, and the politician was given 14 days to respond. The trial is scheduled to begin on April 30th at the Charlestown High Court.
We now bring you this report from Antigua's Observer Radio.
Assistant coach of the Antigua and Barbuda national football team, Derek Prettyboy Edwards, has spoken publicly for the first time about his ordeal in Jamaica, where he has been charged for drug-related offences. Edwards is out on bail but cannot leave Jamaica before the matter is concluded. He was arrested along with the national team's equipment manager, 48-year-old Danny Benjamin. The charges are over compressed marijuana found in the team's luggage on Monday, 12th March, when they were about to leave the Norman Manley International Airport. Edwards says he has been coping only because of his Christian faith, which he says he has had to rely on until the matter is over.
For me personally, it cost me a lot of pain. I think my reputation is, tarnished. Even though I know that I'm both of us are innocent, myself and Danny are innocent. It really caused a lot of pain to myself, my family, my friends. But as I said, I have to, put all my trust in God and hope that we could, get out of this situation, with a good record.
At the same time, Edwards has asked friends as well as well-wishers to support Danny Benjamin, who was denied bail and is still in a Jamaican jail.
Them to have, faith in God, and, he's there for us. He's going to protect us. And, and I feel for him because he's sick. He's not 100%. He was overseas because he have a problem. Probably a lot of people didn't know. And he's on a medication, and you have to have the medication coming to the jail. And sometimes it's a bit difficult because when the medication run out, to get it back, sometimes take, another day, 2 days. So, and now I'm out, and he's in the jail by himself. It's tough. It's tough. It's real tough.
The assistant coach was speaking with the host of the Good Morning Jojo sports show this morning, Joseph Jojo Aparicio.
But my main concern is to get Danny out of that situation. It's Jojo, I'm telling you, I can't. Speaking about it, it hurts. Bring tears to my eyes, man. Bring tears to my eyes.
That's assistant coach of the Antigua and Barbuda national football team, Derek Prettyboy Edwards. He says the process of securing bail was long. Presently, the lawyer representing him and Benjamin is trying to secure bail for Benjamin in a higher court. The two are due to return to court on April 10th.
We now bring you this international report.
New fallout from that Facebook privacy scandal. The company now says 87 million people may have had their information accessed, which is far more than previously thought. CEO Mark Zuckerberg, he's preparing to testify before Congress, and Rebecca Jarvis is here with more on that. Good morning, Rebecca.
Hey, Michael, good morning. Yeah, that's roughly 1 in 3 U.S. Facebook users who may have had their information improperly shared with Cambridge Analytica. The announcement coming amid several new changes at the social network meant to better protect user privacy.
This morning, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg taking personal responsibility for the social network's failure to better safeguard users' privacy.
We didn't take a broad enough view of what our responsibility is, and that was a huge mistake. It was my mistake.
Revealing that up to 87 million people, mostly in the U.S., may have had their information improperly shared with political consulting firm Cambridge Analytica. Far more than the 50 million initially suspected. The Facebook CEO and founder in a call with reporters admitting it will take time to fix the platform.
I wish that I could snap my fingers and, in 3 months or 6 months have solved all of these issues. We need to rethink our relationship with people and our responsibility there across every single part of what we do.
But also pushing back on criticism Facebook takes information without consent.
The vast majority of the data that Facebook knows about you is because you chose to share it.
Now, Zuckerberg's vowing he's still the best man for the job while trying to reassure its billions of users it won't happen again.
I started this place, I run it, I'm responsible for what happens here. I'm going to do the best job helping to run it going forward.
And next week, Mark Zuckerberg will testify before Senate and House panels on April 10th. He'll appear before a joint hearing of Senate committees, and he's also scheduled to appear the next day, April 11th, before the House Energy and Commerce Committee, Michael.
But how will Facebook users know if they've been affected or impacted by this?
So Mark Zuckerberg addressed this yesterday. We will be hearing if you are a Facebook user and you might have been impacted by the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Starting next Monday, April 9th, at the top of your news feed, you will see a message that you may have been impacted. So look for that next Monday.
The Headline News was brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, FamCare, Subway, Carib Brewery, and CNC Trading.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world. Whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous, you can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air. We get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises, telephone number 466-9595.
Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secure. Deal while win and go. People you can try. Please not free. 30 days in April. Stick with me. Take a pick on the discount. Percentage free. 30 to 50 off comprehensive premium. And if you got a third party, take the maximum. You got 10 days. Use it as you wish. Alternative transport. Not a penny to your list. You get a brand new ride if your car's written off within the first 12 months. Tell me how does that sound? Yeah. Sounds good, doesn't it? It don't stop there, cause I ain't really finished yet. Call the group up, tell them it's okay. We can ride free, knowing medical is in our lane. No additional cost. So whether it's the act of God or a critical loss, tomorrow we're secured cause we got you on our minds. People you can trust, you can hold it to your dime.
Ride free this Easter. Contact the Little Walwyn in St. Kitts, 465-2631, or in Nevis, 469-5303. Conditions apply.
Ride free.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts, offering 24-hour nursing, therapeutic and residential care for older adults? It's situated at Otley, 7 miles east of Vastair in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodation to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020, fax 466-8221, or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com, or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Every country has a story of its own, and the people who live there are the ones that tell it best.
This is Gareth Country!
Come to Subway and eat fresh. Try our daily specials. That's right, we have a special every day at Subway. Come in today and eat fresh. Stay healthy.
Is your hair thinning, shedding, or breaking? BioCare Labs has researched the causes of split ends, thinning, dry, and brittle hair and has developed a product to solve these weak hair problems. We call it Strong Ends Products. If you desire to grow strong, healthy hair, Strong Ends Products is your solution. Formulated with potent natural ingredients like honey and shea butter to deposit and retain moisture, castor and almond oil for scalp and roots, and aloe vera and coconut milk for strength. Try the full line of Strong Ends hair products and grow healthy, beautiful hair.
Strong Ends, sold locally by CNC Trading on the CIP Southwell Industrial Site. Telephone 465-4081.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM. Win FM weather.
And it is time for the Win FM Midday Weather Report, and it is brought to you with the kind compliments of TDC and Sweet Cane.
Extra! Don't be strapped for cash. Get extra this Easter from TDC Financial Services. Extra for your vacation. Extra for your new furniture. Extra for your shopping spree. Extra! Visit us in the Circus in St. Kitts and the TDC Plaza in Nevis and get extra this Easter. TDC Financial Services. Money made easy. Terms and conditions apply.
When is the last time that you've had lunch or dinner away from home? The ambience of Sweet Cane on Port Zante provides you with that touch. Sweet Cane daily specials include burgers, wraps, soup, and tasty seafood dishes. Sweet Cane also caters for events and special parties. Call our Sweet Cane hotline at 465-4345 or 665-7628. Sweet Cane, they've got the touch.
And we now take a look at the local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis for today, Thursday, April 5th, 2018. Relatively stable atmospheric conditions will restrict the formation of significant clouds and showers over the Leeward Islands and BVI for the next 24 hours. Today will be sunny to partly sunny with a slight chance, 20% chance of showers. Tonight will be fair to partly cloudy with a low chance, 30% of a brief overnight shower. The winds are east-northeasterly at an average speed between 10 to 13 knots, and seas are slight to moderate with waves reaching up to 5 feet. Sunset today is expected to take place at 6:25 p.m. Our temperatures today, the high temperatures 31 degrees Celsius or 88 degrees Fahrenheit, are 24 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit for our low temperatures. So today will be sunny to partly sunny with a slight chance of shower activity today. And that was a look at your local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis for today, Thursday, April 5th. And it is brought to you with the kind compliments of Sweet Cane and TDC.
When is the last time that you've had lunch or dinner away from home? The ambience of Sweet Cane on Port Zante provides you with that touch. Sweet Cane daily specials include burgers, wraps, soup, and tasty seafood dishes. Sweet Cane also caters for events and special parties. Call our Sweet Cane hotline at 465-4345 or 665-7628. Sweet Cane, they've got the touch.
You need new tires but don't know what to get. TDC can help.
Hi, I'm Goodyear. I ensure great handling and great braking in wet and dry conditions.
My name is Sunphone. My continuous block patterns enhances stability at high speed cornering. Did someone say speed? Hi, I'm Torque. pick me for great performance and stability.
Boys, I know exactly what they want. I'm Presta. I'm the perfect fit for your SUV. Pick me and get the ultra-high performance with outstanding grip and traction regardless of the road conditions.
So which one of us are you going to choose? For the most reliable, durable, high-performance tires, come to TDC Automotive Divisions. We'll help you choose from the best brands at the best prices.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Voices right here on Win FM 98.9. This is your platform where we get to discuss, have some fun, argue with one another, respectfully, of course, and talk about anything that affects our Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. But we can't do this without our partners. And before we get into the second half of Voices, we're going to say thanks to the second half partners. And they are Courts, SL Hosfords & Co., Flow, and the KFC. We'll be right back after these messages. And remember, you could also log on to our Facebook page and listen and watch as well.
Get big rewards with Courts. It's easy. Just update your existing Courts Ready finance account and you could be the winner of a 32-inch TV. You heard right. Update your current credit account for a chance to win a 32-inch TV. Other prizes to be won. Offer valid until March 31st. Terms and conditions apply. See in-store for details. Get big rewards. Update your account for a chance to win. Only at Courts. Courts. Bringing value home.
It's April's Tools Month again at Hosford's Building Center on St. Kitts and Nevis. Don't miss out on the year's best time to buy tools. Get 25% off on selected tools store-wide. Hundreds of tools on sale, slashed up to 25%, including Stanley Utility Knife, $29.51, 6-piece screwdriver set, $54.01, 128-piece socket set for as low as $276.41, Mag Torch self-lighting, $204.31, Handsaw toolbox, $83.54, Hacksaw shelf ring, $21.36, and so much more. Up to 25% off on tools for this April's Tools Month at Hosford's Building Center on St. Kitts and Nevis. Promotion ends April 30th. Hosford's Building Center, the Federation's favorite home improvement store. Some exclusions apply. See stores for details.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evo. Anywhere you are.
Everything creeping through the night. Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween. Make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evo.
How does it feel when you got that feeling? You got the flavor you love. How does it feel when you know you're not dreaming? There is nothing above.
How you feel when things come together? How you feel when everything nice? How you feel when you savor the flavor, the feeling you get when you taste every bite?
When you get so nice, so good it tastes just right. So good no place to be, so good it's KFC.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of Voices, brought to you with the kind partnership of Courts, SL Hosford's, Flow, and KFC. We'll get back into things now, but remember, be mindful of the time. If nobody else is calling, I'll let you go over a bit and make your point. But please make your point concise and precise. And let's have a great discussion on the second half this afternoon. And I also want you to be respectful of yourself and others. And remember, facts only. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices. Hi, caller. Go right ahead. You're live.
Good afternoon, my dear. You see
Wow, you come back in the second innings again. First batsman. What's up?
You know, after I 300 in the first innings, I had to come now in the second innings and
round it out.
On the score.
Okay. What's up?
See what's happening here. I am not saying that we don't need decentralized government agencies outside of Bastille. I'm simply saying if you shut down the Newtown dental clinic, it's either you're going to turn it into another government entity or you're going to make that another dental clinic on the government behalf, also having the one in Sandy Point and sharing the same. That just don't killing out a few set of workers in Sandy Point dealing with the whole nation. Because you do have people from Nevis come down too. Right? That's all I'm saying. I am glad that things are now spreading out, outside of Bastille. The other thing is, the judge house too. They have to come up with a plan to do something with that state property. So let us see the state property working on behalf of the state for the people that live in the state. Also, the John Gums building too. We keep asking the government. We know that belongs to the government. It was purchased by the former government for the state. We hearing that inland revenue is to go in there when they finish some upgrades and repairs. And so we want to know what other businesses is going in there because that's a very, very large building that could host all the government offices and entities inside that building if you maneuver your space and your offices properly. And then when inland revenue is moved out, and go over in the John Gums building. What is to be done with inland revenue? Are we going to see another state property sitting down for 2-3 years for quite a long time before they come up with something what uses to do with that part of the state property? We have too much state property abandoned, not being looked after, and then we're paying all these rent in the private sector to private people and government buildings shut down. Just need a little upgrade, a little refurbishing, and let us stop paying rent. Those millions of dollars that are paying out for rent could be doing something to upgrade and to enhance the state, even give some of us some increase in salary.
All right. Thank you so
That's
much.
what I'm saying. We need to stop paying all of these rents and use up the state properties that we have abandoned. Are gone.
All right. Thank you so much. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Yes, listen, from the news, right? My radio just cut out, but I can't hear what you're going to say, but I just going to make my contribution, right?
Yes, no problem. Yes, go right ahead.
The lady from America, she was so right. If they did lock up 1 or 2 people from the first, they wouldn't have to get no voters list. You understand? It starts from there. And the AG dragging his foot. We don't want to hear nothing about no second court. This is time for election. Second court could stop another time. That's all you could hear him coming over. Second court, and they do this for some court. If the prisoners, them do something and they can't stay in there, well, let them not do to go in. The second thing, Carl said today about the hedges them up by the high school.
Mm-hmm.
He's so right. It's not up the high school alone. Miss the law, the whole of tongue look terrible. You know, my voice is coming and talk about clean up every time. You don't hear me yet?
Yes.
And people, to say they don't do nothing. We're the Minister of Health. They're supposed to go around.
Where are you referring to in particular? You say the whole of town. Any particular areas?
And no special. You got house with tree grew up on them. And all them kind of things. That can't, this place look too bad, man.
So there's
the
no...
Minister of Health have people under them. I am not blaming them. But if they find people calling in and the people not doing nothing, move them. Look how much water we got in St. Kitts. And the people, them have to laugh at us. So we can't study the other islands. We is we. The tourists, them just go from street to street. And when they have to see these nastiness, it's the government they're calling down. They must pull themselves together and start to do this cleaning up. Solid waste, just say that they ain't them. They don't have nothing to do with that. All cleaning health is everybody get together. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Just cut out. Maybe because I chat too much, what I don't clean. That's all my mouth.
I don't think so, but I hope you get your... Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices.
Yes, good afternoon. Very happy that eventually the free rides coming to St. Kitts and Nevis will be stopped because...
Where did you get that information from?
Well, I'm hearing that eventually this voting, people coming down there to vote, will be stopped.
Okay, but you're not sure where you're not sure of the source of that information.
Well, I've seen it on Facebook, and I'm hearing a lot of talk about it.
All right.
That the people have to be living there for at least 6 months in order to vote.
Okay.
Instead of waiting for the free tickets, because a lot of people up here, unless they get a free ticket to come down to vote, they don't live here. So I think St. Kitts and Nevis people who are living there should make the decision of which government they want in power instead of flying in people to make the decision for people who are living there and then fly out the next day. Okay, that's my question.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a wonderful afternoon. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. Okay, we lost that call. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good day.
Good day. One of the topics that I heard a while ago is about voting. We are a small country, just like how we have the big countries do. We, as opposed to the persons come back home to vote, I prefer them to come back home. If persons are interested, they voluntarily pay their own ship, come home to vote. That's one. Two, a lot of them use the embassies and consulates to vote. Overseas voting. Okay, you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, sir.
Right. So, one thing I would suggest we could think about is that those bigger countries, they have much more money than we do. And as opposed to bring people home to vote, make it available to the embassies and the consulates, and let them go there and vote. Okay, that's one. And two, a lot of the problems that we have in society and people, some persons call in and complain, but some persons do make suggestions because something you ask for suggestions. Some persons don't give suggestions. But you know something? We have our laws, we have our constitution to guide us. But one of the things is, some persons have laws, the laws are there, but because it's whatever it is, they don't want to respect them, they prefer something that they prefer to come into being when the law is there. I don't know if you follow me so far.
Right.
So you might have heard, you catch me. There's some persons, the law is there, the constitution is there. And even though some persons might point out, okay, the law is this and the constitution is only what it should be changed, but it's not changed as yet. So just conform. And I think that's one of our problems. One of our problems is confirmation, conformity with the laws and the constitution to prevent and avoid certain things. Two, unless it didn't happen to me or my family and my friends, it doesn't concern me. When I say me, I mean that's how some people think. Until it reaches home, then there's an outcry. So I think that we have changed as a society. Certain things are good and certain things are not so good. And if we would reflect on certain things, we'd realize we as a whole are responsible to getting our community back to where we want it to be, safe.
All right.
Some persons speak about the... Go ahead.
Yes, continue, sir.
Now, some persons speak about the abandoned buildings in, let's say, throughout the country. However, we have to ask the question, what does the law say? Plus, the Constitution says no one should be deprived of his or her property unless certain things. So, even though some person might be saying certain things with the property, we still have to remember there's a constitution. We are a country of laws, and we should work within the laws. Yes, laws could be coming to deal with them, but also the constitution is supreme. And if anything conflicts with the constitution to forcefully and all kind of thing deprive the person of him or her property, then it's unconstitutional, and then we have another problem. So I think these are some of the things we should look at if we want to control and get something. Thanks much.
Thank you so much for your contribution. We go back to the phone lines. Okay, that phone line is my... Hi, good day. Welcome to Voices.
Good day. For several cycles now of elections that we've had, always seem to have election petitions. The last election wasn't so. I believe the opposing party might have felt that the incoming party that won had fought a hard-fought battle, and they deserve it. So there was no election petition. We have something going on in Nevis right now. It just seems like it's an endless court battles about elections. So it therefore means there are too many instances in our democracy that just need correcting. And if anything in our democracy that needs to be right, it's our elections. Many Caribbean countries have moved away from overseas voters. Jamaica has done that. It has resulted in less confusion in the election. Even Little Anguilla has done that as well. My nephew told me that he can no longer go to Anguilla to vote, although his father, the deputy premier there and minister of health, runs in the election. He cannot vote. And he has a good vested interest. He grew up there, went to school there, and has done a lot. But he is a big doctor and has two offices in Atlanta right now, and he's not allowed to vote. So these are kind of things, of realities that we can come to accept. Another thing that had been bandied about in the news or in social media, it's regarding a comment that the Prime Minister said in Sandy Point regarding politics give you big work, so you should support. The Prime Minister might have been talking to the wrong crowd. I don't know who it's directed at, but I know persons in Sandy Point who had been on the political platform night after night, had been there, had done a lot. And like Terry Adams, they basically had, a seat on a board, and that was it. So I don't know. I would recommend that the PM look first at those who are appointed, those in Parliament, or the ones who are appointed in Parliament. Not the ones elected, the ones appointed.
All right.
And see how much politics that they do. Then I would say look around at those who are in your press conferences. The ones that come, how much politics do they do? And then look around to us at home, maybe on your cell phone, who you're in contact with, how much, and the jobs that they have, and look at how much politics that they do. I agree that when some say that people shouldn't be, if you're in certain positions, that you really shouldn't be political. But if the Prime Minister is asking for people to be political, then I would suggest that he looks close at home.
All right, thank you for
so
your
much.
contribution. You're welcome. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, I look at this whole issue of voting in terms of citizenship rights. Right? I believe that the right to vote is a fundamental right of any citizen, and nothing should ever be done to take it away. I think the real issue is what qualifies one for citizenship. It can be by birth or some form of naturalization process. Okay? Persons born, for instance, overseas to citizens should not have automatic citizenship. They should go through a naturalization process as well as any other foreign-born person, including some residency requirement. And because let's face it, a lot of those children do not view St. Kitts and Nevis as their home. Home for them is where they were born and have allegiance to. They should also have to pay even some token taxes. So that is also an important role of a citizen. And voters, should always have some skin in the game. If they are made to pay taxes, then they will certainly want a say in what is done with their tax dollars. Okay? The problem with where they would vote, right, if they come home, if they've been out for an extended length of time, I think those issues can easily be solved if we go to a proportional representation system and do away with this constituency representation system that we now have, because this encourages gerrymandering of boundaries and electoral fraud, and, it essentially marginalizes half of the voters after an election, okay? And what compounds the issue is really this whole campaign financing and the influence of money and political patronage on our electoral process. The whole system is corrupt and need to be thoroughly overhauled. The playing field is just not level. So the governing party controls or appoints things like the electoral office, the staff, the supervisor of election, the boundaries commission, right? They even control the date for the election, the national media, and here it does not distinguish between bona fide government information and just party propaganda, okay? And it can quite easily determine that it will use state resources and mix it into campaign funds. And some may even say that its power extends into the judicial system. So, we also suffer from the fact that we don't vet our candidates. So any scam can get elected. And there's no requirement to disclose campaign contribution and the accounts. So wealthy people or investors can literally buy an election, okay, by bribing and generally corrupting voters, right? Because I think we're too much into this quid pro quo system. We have too much of that in our politics, right? St. Martin, I think, has a system that we should at least look at. It thoroughly educates and informs the electorate on the electoral process, and every successful candidate must go through an integrity test, regardless of how many people voted for him or her. And appropriate penalties are also in place for violations of that electoral process too. Here we have some on the books, but they're not enforced. So the whole electoral system needs to be taken out of the hands of government and have it run by an independent electoral commission or attached to the judiciary. Okay,
all right,
but I won't hold my breath that the change will happen anytime soon, because all the parties are just jockeying for their own advantage.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices.
Yes. Papa, good afternoon. I would like to tell the last caller that nationals, children who are born abroad, they don't automatically get citizenship, because I can attest to that. My kids born in St. Thomas, but they grew up in St. Kitts, went to school in St. Kitts part of their life. And when my daughter wanted to citizenship, she had to spend money. And it took, I think if I don't want to tell a lie, I think it took almost 2 years. A matter of fact, all when she came back up to America, St. Kitts still had her birth certificate. I had to go and get it. So they don't automatically get citizenship. You have to apply for it, and you have to go through a process. You have to spend some money to get it. And this thing about us out here who want to come home to vote, My thing is if the CPAC them could stay in St. Kitts Nevis and vote when America have the election and still vote in my country, and the non-national, nobody gonna deny me the right to vote in my country because then I pay tax in my country and I love my country. I defend my country. Okay, I just don't come home once a year, or I just don't study anything that go on in my country. I care about my country, so I don't want nobody to take away my right to vote. The thing, when at the end of the day, it leaves to people morals and people integrity. If we just be honest and vote where we live and stop the deception, think the world will be a better place. Think it will be a better place. That's why it boils down to honesty and integrity. And government go past those integrity bills, and then let's see. You have a good day.
All right, you too. And we're going to take this opportunity now to pause for a well-needed break to say thanks to our partners for the second half of Voices, and they are SL Hosfords, KFC, Flow, and Quartz. We'll be right back to continue the discussion on Voices.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
The brand new flexible FlexPay plan at Hosfords. We're giving you an easy, flexible payment plan at Furniture and Appliances, Building Centers, and Ashley Furniture Home Store. FlexPay, flexible financing that fits your budget, lifestyle, and goals. At Furniture and Appliances in Ashley Furniture Home Store, you choose money down or not. As little as 3 months to pay, interest-free. If you need more time, customize your FlexPay plan to suit your budget. Need 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, or 4? It's your FlexPay plan. Make a down payment as little as 20% and take as long as 24 months to pay with FlexPay. It's your plan. All you need are 2 IDs and a current job letter to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
How does it feel when you got that feeling? Flavor you love. How does it feel when you know you're not dreaming? There is nothing above.
How you feel when things come together? How you feel when everything nice? How you feel when you savor the flavor, the feeling you get when you taste every bite?
Oh, when you dip all night, so good it tastes just right. So good no place to be, so good it's KFC.
My phone is my everything. It's where I make plans.
You at 7.
It makes me laugh.
When Africans go to the bank, I would like to say hi to my money and leave.
Lets me share my happiest moments and hear a comforting voice when I need it most.
It'll be all right.
It's like a best friend. That's why I get everything out of my phone with a Flow prepaid combo plan.
Save up to 95% on data, talk and text on the fastest and most reliable 4G LTE network. The bigger you go, the bigger you save. So activate your Flow prepaid combo plan today and get your best friend everything.
Get big rewards with Quartz. It's easy. Just update your existing Quartz Ready finance account, and you could be the winner of a 32-inch TV. You heard right. Update your current credit account for a chance to win a 32-inch TV. Other prizes to be won. Offer valid until March 31st. Terms and conditions apply. See in-store for details. Get big rewards. Update your account for a chance to win. Only at Quartz. Quartz. Bringing value home.
Welcome back to Voices, ladies and gentlemen. We have just about 30 minutes remaining on today's episode of Voices. So mainly the conversation has morphed into a discussion about electoral reform. As per usual, we've been talking about this for years and it feels like ain't nothing changed. So with regard to the issue of people overseas coming home to vote, as I said before, it's so intermingled that I feel like I'm on both sides of the fence. Because I know of people who at some point did not return home for 20 years. They don't even remember what building was where, what used to be here, what is now there, etc. They have no clue how St. Kitts go. But maybe they came home at one point, quote unquote, on a free flight, and they got an opportunity to come. Maybe they came and vote, maybe they didn't vote, right? But they came on a free flight nonetheless. They had a free trip. And I particularly know very well of someone, I don't want to lie, so let me say, give a real accurate number. That person comes to St. Kitts anywhere from 6 to 8 times annually, and maybe more. They don't miss a music festival. They don't miss a carnival Christmas celebration, and they are here within that year more times. And they made the decision not to vote. Right? They have family here, but that is their choice. Yet they have a love for their country. They say no matter how long they live in America, they will never give up St. Kitts and Nevis. They have a love for their federation. This is where they were born. As we said, that's where the navel string bury. However, they're just not going to vote. They're on the registered voters list. They have their voters ID, but they decide, hey, I'm not going to vote. Now, that's a personal decision, right? And then, as I said, you have others who don't know. Some of them ain't even know we stop produce cane. That's how long they come home, right? But they, at some point, got, I would say, what's the correct word? They got to swap some money and opportunity, a free flight to come home and vote. Put your hand in the ink, the finger in the ink. So, I don't know. I feel like, you know, if you're going to always say, oh, they're a citizen, they're born here, they have the right. It's really, you know, it could be a little tangled at times. But what are your thoughts? We go back to the phone lines and say, welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Hi, Purple. Good afternoon. How are you today?
Hello. I'm good.
Man, you had me scared because I haven't heard you for quite a while, so I was wondering why you were going out with me girl boy.
I hear get turned away. I hear. That's what I heard.
I was wondering when we controversy with my man. I was wondering if any discipline they take upon you. So I was
No, not at all. I traveled.
Thank God. Okay, Purple, let's get to the point that you're dealing with today. As my family from up here in the States called a while ago, I was speaking about her children. I have 3 sons born in Puerto Rico, and they came to St. Kitts very young, and they attended school there. And when it come to sit their final exams, I had to issue documentation that they have citizenship for St. Kitts. You understand me? I went thus far and I filed for citizenship for them. And it took me over 2 to 3 years. I used to have to be on the radio every day, Miss Purple, and arguing how long they had my children them documents down there. You understand? And when I bring them in from San Juan, Puerto Rico, an immigration lady said to me one time, I have my kids born in the U.S. also, ma'am, and you're going to have to get citizenship for them, otherwise we'll have to time them. I said, do me a favor, madam, without any disrespect. When all you see them go back, I'll come for them. You understand? Because I'm a born Kittishon, bred and born in St. Kitts. You understand? So, with the gentleman, everybody's supposed to go to the same situation, Miss Pope. You understand? And I always say with the voting situation, I always say as my family and the others stated, if you so call and so love your little sweet sugar city, pay your own ticket and come down and vote. Nobody's supposed to be sitting down, as you stated earlier. 15, 20 years, every 5 years they sit back and they wait for a politician to send them a ticket. That's not a good ambassador for your country, Miss Purple. You understand me? So we out here, we go through a lot with our children. And I said the same situation that we go through as citizens of the Federation. Nobody, Miss Purple, supposed to come through there and get better treatment than your citizens. So I think that it's time enough for the immigration system to be improved and do to those people what they do to us out here. Ain't easy, you know, Miss Purple? Ain't easy. When I was growing up, I hear them say I had a lady called her tongue named Fat May or something. And Miss May was so fat, you hear? That they say when the immigration went on in St. Thomas or St. Croix, she fit all that back pan And when she cool out and immigration went and she come out, she can't fit back under the bad pen again. Because for it make her go under the bad pen. Have a good day. Love you.
All right. Oh, my voice is family, y'all, or something else sometimes. It's really cracked me up, you know. Hi, Cleo. I see you having a good chuckle there on our Facebook live stream. And we're going to go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices.
Good afternoon, Purple. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm wonderful. Good afternoon.
Listen, I totally agree with you what you said about people haven't came home for years and then they come home and vote. I totally disagree with that. That's not right. That is not right. And some people, like you said, they come down several times a year, and sometimes they come down and they vote. Yeah, they may come down and they own money because maybe they might be there already and they just decide, I'm already on the voters list, let me go ahead and vote. Or they might be away somewhere and they're getting a free ticket and they come down and vote. But the thing of people coming down who haven't been to the island in so much a years, and I know personally, I have an auntie in England. I hadn't seen my auntie in over 40 years, 40. And the first time I see my auntie in Nevis was when she came down to vote.
Wow.
Me hardly even recognize her.
I totally knew Nevis.
I'm telling you. I know, oh, girl, you know what, I send the ticket to me. I said, really? That's the only reason you came down, auntie? Yeah, and since I'm here, I'm going to see some family. All them kind of stupidness. That's all on the politicians. All them to do it. Both sides. All of them to do it.
All right.
Anyway, you have a good day.
You too. Thank you so much for your contribution to today's program. Saying good afternoon to my beautiful New Vision people. And we go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Hello. We heard complaints on the last election about persons who did not know what street is which, although they say that they're voting in a constituency. So perhaps they'll be voting Sandy Point and have never been to Sandy Point before. So what do we do with those persons who are presently on the voters list? A lot of persons coming in from Nigeria and from India and all sort of different places. So you see that the problem just goes beyond persons coming home to vote. That is an issue in itself because many times they have really no connection to the island. They've never been there before, and they come home to vote. But at the same time, that's just one issue. There's another issue about people who perhaps had not been in the country. How did they get voting ID? I mean, so we have to look at all of that. And I think that the AG, now that he started talking about it, kind of late, but I'm glad that he started dealing with the issue. It must be dealt with before the next elections. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution. And the phone lines are open for you to make your contribution. And we go back to this caller. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices.
Yes, cuz me again. Listen, the argument again that people are trying to make, to pass, to separate, to come up with different reasons why, is also don't wash with me. I don't care if a citizen of St. Kitts lived abroad for 40 years and didn't come home until come home for election. The argument the young lady made is void of the back story of that argument. Because you don't know what position that was in there or whatever, but maybe that same aunt, and I'm not particularly meaning the same aunt for the individual that call it, just hypothetically. Maybe that same aunt without that same aunt busting her ass in England, going through hell in England. You want to have shoes to go to school in St. Kitts.
Or Nevis.
You understand what I'm saying?
You're
or
right.
Nevis,
Mm-hmm.
yes. You understand? So we cannot try to pass the situation and split up our citizens and differently. Well, you ain't come home for 10 years, 20 years, 40 years or whatever. I know of a lot of people who have not been saying this in years, but do a whole lot for the country still and for the family that are there. People are still connected heavily, emotionally. Yeah, and the argument about, I believe any Anybody who have Kittitian parents that born out here, I don't even think you should have to go through any huge process. It should be automatic. Because they're citizens, it should be automatic. Any American that has one side of a parent that's born anyway, they're American citizen.
Right, automatically, yes.
Automatically. And that's a big country. We are a small country who need human resources, but we want to put things in place to kill our human resources that we could potentially have.
Right. Well,
we're acting like ignorant people. Just because of our political, we want to find different roads. Okay, well, let's put a fork in the road here. If every time you come up with a problem, you want to put a new fork in the new road, you're going to keep sending your country in all kind of different directions. After a while, you're going to be so fragmented, you won't even know which road is what.
All right, Richie, thank you so much for your contribution. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome to Voices. Okay, we lost that caller. But that's what I keep saying, that this whole issue, you cannot pick and choose. It has to be a definite answer in either direction. You either cannot vote if you're not living in St. Kitts, or you can. Honestly, I don't think it's right for the voting right to be stripped from someone who was born here, especially those who were born here. I mean, you could get citizenship through marriage, etc., 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 but certainly those who are born here. And if we want to talk about how American citizens in particular can live wherever they want and still have their right to vote in their home, let's look about what just came up with that last caller. It's the same thing where if I'm American and I have a child, we like to use the reference in Timbuktu, that child is still automatically American without any hassle and tussle. But as some callers would have mentioned from their experiences allegedly, that they would have had to wait quite some time. And I know of a friend who too had to have a hustle and a tussle. I don't even know if to this day that they've gotten that situation sorted out where the child was born overseas, but they're trying to get citizenship because the mother and father are Kittitians and divisions. So we gotta look. This whole thing needs revamping. It absolutely needs revamping, and I am not that bright, so I could only talk from common sense, but the people who know all the laws and the this and the that, I think they need to get the ball rolling. Like, gosh, we're going to talk till we tongue dry. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices. We lost that caller. Hi, caller. Okay, hello, caller. You're live on Voices.
Hello?
Hi, welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody out there in Radio Land, and good afternoon, Purple. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm wonderful. Thanks. Good afternoon.
This is certainly a treat talking to you again. And I rather like it like that because a treat by definition is something made special by infrequency. So this to me is a treat. Just yesterday, I might add, you're doing so good, and I'm thoroughly enjoying every second of it.
Thank
you. Just yesterday, I met a lady somewhere across by where your mom's has a store. And I asked her the same question I'll pose to you. If you should see yourself as we see you, Purple, would you lose your modesty? Of course, the question is rhetorical. But you're altogether ravishing, and so are you, and you, and you out there. I'm talking to you people in St. Kitts. I'm affirming you. Thank you so much. Evolving what I still remember fondly as Positive Wednesday. And my only wish is that we would all simultaneously awaken to acknowledge this undisputed fact. The earth, I tell you, would shake and wobble on its axis St. Kitts is a verdant paradise. And it's a verdant paradise of exquisite delights. This is what we are fighting so hard to get right. And it's also populated by breathtakingly beautiful people. But we have problems. And we have problems. This nobody can deny. We have problems on both the personal and on the institutional level. But I would tell you what, as I listen to one of the testy problems we presently confront, I grew amazed at the plethora of suggestions that, well, came about when the discussion of this testy voting anomaly arose. I said to myself, this government has got a monumental task on its hand and it cannot be business as usual. And I said, what are they doing about that? And you know, I'm rushing to a close here.
Yes, please.
I'm happy to report that the enumeration process is about to be implemented. Every single household will be checked. And when the enumeration process is complete, the voting anomalies, of course, will disappear. I cannot stress too much as I close. We are doing well in St. Kitts, and it behooves all of us to lend our support, to strengthen those areas that are weak, so that we may rise up and fulfill not only our personal, but our personal and national destiny, since both of them are inextricably intertwined. Have a great afternoon.
I'm
thoroughly enjoying you, and may God continue blessing you as you continue doing his holy work. God bless you, and goodbye.
Good afternoon. We go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You're live on Voices.
Hello.
Hi, good day.
Normally it is that an incumbent government has the advantage for the overseas voters. And if an incumbent government could now say, hey, our democracy needs fixing in this area, and although we might have an advantage, let's fix it. I have no problem with that. Also, when we look at the number of persons who can possibly tilt the votes on one side or the other because of the number of persons that they bring in, that just cannot be right. So I say democracy needs fixing, and let's go ahead and do that. I imagine, too, that persons who are in Jamaica, when they made the rule that Jamaicans can no longer come from overseas and vote in the elections in Jamaica, that a lot of persons felt that was unfair. But in the end, we don't even hear complaints when Jamaican elections are over. Not like us, who always seem to burden down with some election petition. So if Jamaica can do that, and so many of the other Caribbean islands, I think that we can look towards that as well. It's something to look into. I have no idea what is right or wrong. I have no idea whether this is the best way forward, but this is just my humble opinion on the whole issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. We must take a pause now and acknowledge our sponsors for the second half of Voices, and they are SL Hosford's, KFC, Flow, and Quartz.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
The brand new flexible FlexPay plan at Hosford's. We're giving you an easy, flexible payment plan at Furniture and Appliances, Building Centers, and Ashley Furniture Home Store. FlexPay, flexible financing that fits your budget, lifestyle, and goals. At Furniture and Appliances in Ashley Furniture Home Store, you choose money down or not. As little as 3 months to pay, interest free. If you need more time, customize your FlexPay plan to suit your budget. Need 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, or 4? It's your FlexPay plan. Make a down payment as little as 20% and take as long as 24 months to pay with FlexPay. It's your plan. All you need are 2 IDs and a current job letter to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
How does it feel when you got that feeling? You got the flavor you love. How does it feel when you know you're not dreaming? There is nothing above.
How you feel when things come together? How you feel when everything nice? How you feel when you savor the flavor, the feeling you get when you taste every bite?
My phone is my everything. It's where I make plans.
You at 7.
It makes me laugh.
When Africans go to the bank, I would like to say hi to my money and leave.
Lets me share my happiest moments and hear a comforting voice when I need it most.
It'll be all right.
It's like a best friend. That's why I get everything out of my phone with a Flow prepaid combo plan.
Save up to 95% on data, talk and text on the fastest and most reliable 4G LTE network. The bigger you go, the bigger you save. So activate your Flow prepaid combo plan today and get your best friend everything.
Welcome back to the last stretch of Voices, ladies and gentlemen. It is 10 minutes before we end today's program. We're going to get as many of your contributions in. So let's go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller, to Voices.
Yes, cuz. Me again.
Hi.
2 quick things as well. To the last caller that influenced Jamaica and stuff and what they do and what happening, let her know as well. We never had political killings in Jamaica either, and had police and army intimidation to stifle people from voting either. We never had that in St. Kitts either. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, to a lot of people who was trying to get their children citizenship and process was long and hard and going through all kind of stuff. Let me tell you this, Purple, to be honest, and no matter what government was in power, a lot of that was also because the fear and the people going on you register, you getting your kids citizenship as well, so they could be voters as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they make that process long and hard to frustrate people as well. I don't care who you're talking about, what government was in, and that needs to stop. And that is why, if you just make it automatic, that kind of crap will go.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So how are you going to do now? You want to stop voters list. But what happened to a Kittian that was born in a Kittian period, live overseas, that becomes famous or whatever? Now we want to say, oh, he's a Kittian. Suddenly he's a Kittian. Because he could give us some semblance of recognition. We're so hypocritical, man. Let me tell you, saying his biggest problem in corruption. Hypocrisy is our worst enemy in St. Kitts. Hypocrisy is killing us. We stink from the head in hypocrisy. If we could eliminate hypocrisy, corruption will be almost nil. It's the hypocrisy, because the hypocrisy breeds the corruption. Because it's looking the other way. If somebody know you have a pension and looking the other way, of course they're going to do what they want.
All right, thank you.
We need to stop our hypocritical way of thinking and life. It is dishonest to go and try to disenfranchise people. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
Those overseas voters, quick. Why not? If they're people from overseas, why not canvass? Your job is to convince them to vote for you. It's not whether or not a lot of people will come in and change the election or whatever. Each party has the equal ability and opportunity to convince those voters overseas to come and vote for them. You understand? That is the argument we should be making and the plea that we should be making. Convince me to vote for you. Don't worry that I live overseas and I will come home and vote, whether I'm going to catch a plane, when I'm going to vote. No, convince me to come and vote for you. That's the issue. It doesn't matter. If all of us suddenly come to St. Kitts to live, what you got to do? You still got to convince us to vote for you, right? It's simple. Again, I tell you, it's hypocrisy. Thank you, cuz.
All right, thank you so much for making your contribution again to today's Voices program. And we go back to the phone lines. Welcome, caller. You are live on Voices.
Judy.
Hi, good day.
You know, the problem with this is there is always the party who has the most money who is going to win then. The party you can bring in, let's say, 15 planes or 25, 30 planes, that's the party who is going to win. So we need finance legislation to know who is financing these planes.
Right.
You see. And also, why is it that a student who comes here to study can vote in our election? There's a lot of students who vote. And how is that possible? You see the point?
Yes, of course, yes.
You know, it's ridiculous. But, you know, a party will do anything to win anyway. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. And we go back to the phone lines. Hi, caller. Welcome to Voices.
Yes, again, good afternoon again. You see, I've been like the last caller talking about the students who vote. I can tell you, the line in Connery the last election looked at like the United Nations, okay? I never see more coolie-head people. I want to know where all these people come from. But the thing is, right, a caller talk about convincing people to vote for them. But they do, because they come up to America, they have meetings, and people go to the meetings because I have left Connecticut and gone to New York for meetings. Both Labor and PAM meeting, I left Connecticut and went over and listened. So they do try to convince you to vote for them. And the thing about the people who born St. and their kids, they must remember, right? Papa, there's a lot of kids in St. and Nevis right now, born in America, never put foot back in America. And those, like the caller said, they should automatically get citizenship because that's where they may born out of America. The parents know why they decide to come out and have their kids. For me, I decided to come out because I grew up in America. So I decided after I went back home to St. Kitts and I married, I decided, well, I'm going to come out and born my kids out in St. Thomas because I don't want to have to go through the process of going to file for them, that long drawn-out process. That is why I did what I did. But my kids born St. Thomas and they spent a week in St. Thomas and they went to St. Kitts. They never lived in St. Thomas. They don't even know anything about St. Thomas. They could tell you more about St. Kitts than where they're born. So there's a lot of kids born in America, live in St. Kitts. If Uncle Sam had to go, as they used to do like back then, purple, pick up their children, I don't know. But the plane then will be packed, coming back up.
Certainly.
So, the people the children should automatically get citizenship because that's where they're and that's where they go to school. A lot of them never left St. Kitts from the time they enter St. Kitts. And we go back again to this election thing. If we listen, the problem I don't know if you're old enough to remember a show called Fantasy Island. He had a little man who used to say, the plane. Well, Purple, the problem is the plane, the free plane. That is the problem. Let's eliminate that free ride, and we'll fix a lot of the problem.
All right, thank you so much. All right, take care, and take this next caller. Welcome, caller, to Voices.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Under the Constitution, Chapter 8, 90 speaks to citizenship. So when you get a chance, you can look at it, and you will see what it speaks to. Also, on the passport application form, you will see it have the question. Citizen by what? Descent, birth, marriage, and so forth. So I hope that gives you an idea about citizenship. However, the problem that those persons meet sometimes could be the person they meet in the office. If it is not so, as someone pointed out, and if it is so, we are actually refusing our citizens because if you born your child or children in another country, you're from here. According to them, it's supposed to be an automatically thing. Let's take, for example, the situation in Australia, where one of the parliamentarians, his parents was from England, and he born in Australia. But because his parents from England and they didn't renounce that British citizenship, he automatically is a British citizen. And so you realize these big countries are not letting their citizens go because they were born somewhere else, as long as one of the parents or both parents or even grandparents was from there, the child gets that citizenship. And it speaks to that on our passport applications. So if persons are getting problems, hopefully those persons on Twitter are listening and realizing when we do that, we are refusing citizenship to persons who should get it. The other thing, when it comes to the voting, because a lot of people talking about it, if you check the United States and those other countries, as long as the person is a citizen, they have to pay tax to that country, and therefore they have the right to vote. However, they do not send planes for them. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Wrap up as we have to finish in a bit, okay?
Yes. They do not send planes for them. Okay, so that's something we could look at if we want to bring reform. However, the Constitution, as long as you get a chance, just look at the Constitution and you'll see about the citizenship, the rights, and so forth. And maybe if we have talks about the Constitution or what it allows us to do, maybe some of the problems we have in all areas that you think about might be reduced. However, the foreign persons, according to our Constitution, as long as they are Commonwealth citizens and they are in St. Kitts and Nevis for a particular amount of time, they can vote here, they can even get citizenship. Let's use Canada, for example. If you're a Commonwealth citizen, I don't think you could vote in the federal election, but provincial elections and mayoral elections and so forth, you can vote here. Same thing like what happened here. So maybe that's...
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Yeah, thanks much.
Are you welcome? Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our Voices program for today. I'm going to slide this caller in. Caller, you have 30 seconds to make your point. Hi, good day.
Yeah, good day. Purple, I want to be short and quick.
Yes, you have 20 seconds.
Some statement was made about American citizens getting children in other countries become U.S. citizens. That is not true. If you're a U.S. citizen serving in the military or the foreign service and government business, and you father a child, the lady got a child, that child is a U.S. citizen. McCain, you were born in Panama, but his parents were serving at the at the facility that the U.S. had down there, the waterway, and that's how he was able to, be able to run for the president. But you just don't get a child someplace and say that child enticed. It doesn't work that way.
All right, thank you so much for your input. We have to go.
Okay.
We're over time. I apologize for that, but we have to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for contributing to today's discussion. We ended up talking so much about voting and the planes. But guess what? There is another episode of Voices coming up tomorrow and the next week if God helps us. And I want to say one thing. If you haven't recognized Voices and your contribution get results that affect the 50-something thousand people of this Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. I know it's more by now, but yes. We get results here on Voices, so thank you so much for your contributions. We talked about a lot of things today. Wow. So we look forward to hearing from you. Join us tomorrow for the breakfast show that starts from 6 in the morning. And that's the right way to start your day right here on Win FM 98.9. Until we meet again, I am your moderator for today, was your moderator for today. My name is Judy DuPont, also known as Purple. And it was my absolute pleasure. And remember, life is like a boomerang. Whatever energy you put out, whatever deeds and thoughts you put out, it comes back like a boomerang. So be careful what you do and say and think, okay? Take care of yourselves and those around you and spread love. Until we meet again, take care.
Get big rewards with Quartz. It's easy. Just update your existing Quartz Ready finance account, and you could be the winner of a 32-inch TV. You heard right. Update your current credit account for a chance to win a 32-inch TV. Other prizes to be won. Offer valid until March 31st. Terms and conditions apply. See in-store for details. Get big rewards. Update your account for a chance to win. Only at Quartz. Quartz. Bringing value home.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evo. Anywhere you are.
Everything creeping through the night. Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween. Make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evo.
Make it yours for less with FlexPay. Home Makeover Edition. Make it yours for less with Hosford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store with our new FlexPay financing. FlexPay financing that fits your budget, lifestyle, and goals. Flex with no money down and pay in 3 months interest-free, or customize a FlexPay plan to suit your budget with terms starting at 4 months to 4 years. Furniture, yours for less. Appliances, yours for less. Decor, yours for less. Get our 6-piece Moments bedroom set for $42.25 weekly. Magnum gas stove with Daewoo refrigerator for $35 weekly. Sanford dining set with microwave, only $23.50 weekly, and so much more. Hosford's Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store. 2 stores, 1 home, where you can make it yours with FlexPay financing. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
How does it feel when you got that feeling? You got the flavor you love. How does it feel when you know you're not dreaming? There is nothing above.
How you feel when things come together? How you feel when everything nice? How you feel when you savor the flavor, the feeling you get when you taste every bite?
When you get so nice, so good it tastes just right, so good no place no be, so good it's KFC.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
The brand new flexible FlexPay plan at Hosford's. We're giving you an easy, flexible payment plan at Furniture and Appliances, Building Centers, and Ashley Furniture Home Store. FlexPay, flexible financing that fits your budget, lifestyle, and goals. At Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store, you choose money down or not. As little as 3 months to pay, interest-free. If you need more time, customize your FlexPay plan to suit your budget. Need 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, or 4? It's your FlexPay plan. Make a down payment as little as 20% and take as long as 24 months to pay with FlexPay. It's your plan. All you need are 2 IDs and a current job letter to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
How much I need you, would you come tonight? Or would you not believe me? Cause a love that easy never turns out right. I'm trying to change the rules, you deserve something good. want your blessings tonight, baby. Won't you come over, love, so I can show you love? Promise I got enough to give you all that you need, baby. So many search to find love that's as good as mine. I will waste your time, so bring it all to me, baby. Ooh, bring it all to me. Baby, let me teach you, give you love instruction, show you what I know. We should take it easy, ain't no need to rush, no, baby, nice and slow. All this love I can give to you, I expect just a bit in return. You don't have to be perfect, love, as long as you're willing to learn. Baby, won't you come over, love, so I can show you love? Promise I got enough to give you all that you need, baby. So many search to find love that's as good as mine. I will waste your time, so bring it all to me, baby. Ooh, bring it all to me. Turn down the lights, give you all of my love tonight. Let's do what lovers do. Oh, ready for you. Don't wanna waste my time, so don't make me beg tonight, and don't keep me waiting for love. Won't you come over, love? Won't you come over, love, so I can show you love? Promise I got enough to give you all that you need, baby. So many search to find love that's as good as mine. I will waste your time, so bring it all to me, baby. Bring it all to me. Baby. Oh, you know I love. Bring it all to me, 'cause I love, I want, baby. I love. Bring it all to me, 'cause I love, I want, baby.
Natural beauty, you know. Yeah, no, I've never been someone shy until I seen your eyes. Still, I had to try. Yeah. Oh, yes. Let me get my words right and then approach you. Woman, I'll treat you like a man is supposed to. You'll never have to cry. No. I know everyone can relate to when they find a special someone.